Hi, I'm John from Just Whiskey. If you like today's show, please click like and subscribe. Give it a thumbs up. And speaking of subscribe, thanks for all the new subscribers and the comments. Greatly appreciated. I'm trying to do as many videos as I can before Christmas. I've got a lot of open bottles that I want to get through before the end of the year. And remember, no matter how good it is or how much it costs, it's just whiskey, folks. Today we're going to be doing a quick review on Ballechin, 10-year-old, 46% ABV. They call it heavily peated, but we're gonna talk about that. Non-chill filtered, natural color, integrity bottling, and this is made by Edradour. So Edradour 10 is a heavily sherried 10-year-old. This is a slightly sherried, predominantly ex-bourbon, peated version of Edradour. And Edradour they own Sigatory independent bottling. So, wanted to get that. So they use predominantly ex-bourbon barrels with some ex-European oak as well. And they describe this as predominantly ex-bourbon with a generous top dressing of Oloroso sherry casks. So you can take that to mean however you want. And they peat this. Their barley is infused with a peat level of at least 50 ppm during the drying process. So that is a pre-distillation ppm. They do not mention what the residual ppm is. But as an example, Torreveg is very transparent, and Torreveg has a drying pre-distillation ppm of 77 with a residual of 17. So I'm no chemist or scientist, but just some rough math, maybe. If Torreveg is 77 with a residual of 17, and this starts out at 50, in my opinion, they call it heavily peated. The residual ppm, in my opinion, is probably around 10, or maybe a little less than that even. Yeah, and it's also, this is a Highland Scotch. So it's a different kind of peat, different kind of smoke. Cannot compare at all with anything from Islay, nor can it compare with the quality, in my opinion, of something like Lacheg 10. And it's different than Torreveg's peat and smoke, and it's also different from Taliska's peat and smoke. So it's a Highland peat. So, on the nose, it's a delicate nose. It's a subtle nose. It's vanilla, slight hint of smoky peat, hint of medicinal, hint of butterscotch, and at times I picked up a little tanginess. I won't go so far as to say funk, but a little tanginess. The palate. It's got a soft mouthfeel, but well coating. And there's some cinnamon in there, a lot of cinnamon, mint, slightly sweet. That slight peat sensation is there. And it also has, it finishes with a dryingness and a slight, not astringency, but we'll say a slight dry, medium soft finish. This is it's a pleasant whiskey. I can't find anything wrong with it, but for me, it lacks the wow factor. It retails around the $60 area-ish, maybe $5 cheaper, maybe $5 more, but right around $60, let's say. Maybe even closer to $70, but I think I paid around close to $60 for this. So again, it's a nice whiskey. It's craft presentation. Again, this is the peated version of Edradour from Sigatory. How would I rate this? I'm going to give this a solid 85. It's not something that I keep reaching for. Even when I first opened it, for me, I'm like, okay, this is decent. It's quality, but it was lacking the wow factor. So I give it an 85, and I'm sticking to that. Some people might enjoy it more. It is a Highland, so it's a pretty well-made, lightly peated, if you ask me, Highland Scotch. All right. So if you like today's show, please give it a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. And Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. Watch Whiskey Lock's Advent Calendar. He has the best show on Advent calendars. And hats off to you all. Happy holidays, and take care, folks.